Okay, welcome into Strange Ways, episode 5. And on this episode, we are going to rank Peter Criss's Kiss songs, meaning nothing off his own personal solo albums or the 78 Kiss solo album, just Kiss songs. And you can see Peter joining us over there at Scott's place.
Right here, guys.
Oh, wow. This guy's loaded with Kiss stuff.
Hey, we're celebrating the Cat Man tonight, guys, and there's some other things we're celebrating too, so I'm going to get to it real quick so we can kick some ass, all right? My mom's staying with my sister, so I can be a little loud tonight.
All right.
We're celebrating Jason Voorhees' 100th birthday, Alice Cooper teddy bears, Gene Simmons boots, all shapes and sizes, and and the Cat Man with his mini record. That must have been the single.
Is that a chew bop?
And it came out of the
okay.
right here.
I thought that was the old, like the unmasked chew bop.
Yeah, he was in a car crash with Rick Allen. See, one of his arms.
Oh shit!
All right, now that we're celebrating, man, it's all Cat Man tonight, guys, on this episode.
All right.
So what we're going to do? You go ahead and take.
No. I was just going to say, set the stage for us.
Oh, okay. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to rank our Peter Criss songs. I think he may have said it already. Least favorite to favorite. Kiss studio albums only. No solo albums. No anything else. Just studio albums. And he has 10 songs. Can you believe that? It don't seem like that. But
no, it doesn't.
That's what we got. Now, you want to take the helm on the first one?
All right. Well, I think pretty much anybody who's watched the previous album rankings and discussions of songs off of albums will find no surprise that what's the cat's name?
Callie.
Awesome.
Callie.
I got 3 myself.
Was I tripping on LSD last night? I don't remember you doing that. And I don't remember that beautiful cat you had. I didn't even say it.
I introduced Deuce. Is the name of the cat?
Say something, but like I said, I must have been having a flashback, dude, or something. Awesome. I'm a cat too, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so my least favorite at number 10 is I Finally Found My Way off Psycho Circus. I can't say anything good about this song. This is the one Peter Criss song from Kiss that I absolutely do not like. So I'm not gonna bag on it. I'm just gonna say I don't like it, and I'm gonna leave it alone. Number 10.
What can you say, man? You know, I was gonna pull something, but I can't pull it now because there's no way you or anybody else is gonna buy it. I was gonna put that like number 2 or 3. Just to fuck with people, but I wouldn't have been able to contain myself. Same line with you, brother. I got no use for it. And this, now, everybody needs to understand, this is the only Peter Criss song that I do not like.
Me too.
I love the rest of them, certain degrees. And you got to understand, they got to fall somewhere.
Yep.
This one, I hate.
That freaking mask is unbelievably realistic.
It's a trip, ain't it, man?
I can even see your eyes blinking in that thing.
Yeah, I got my headband on so it would tighten it up so it wouldn't be bouncing around everywhere.
Wow.
These things is hard. Shit, I'm getting ready to take it off here in a second. Whew.
So your number 10 was what?
Same thing, bro.
Same thing. Okay.
Finally found my way.
And number 9 for me is a product of overplay and a bit of overrated. Go ahead. Yeah, he's gonna. I don't think you'll be too angry with this. I like the song; it's a great song, but the overplay through the years, and like I said, a tad overrated in my opinion, is Beth.
My my people's choice.
Mhm. Oh,
A lot of people's that way with Beth, man. I mean, you got, hey, I love the song. Have you ever heard anybody say that they're in the middle on that song?
no, it's either love or hate with that I've heard.
There you go, bro. Okay, dope. My number 9. Don't crucify me, guys. I love the song. It's not my favorite Peter Criss song. It's Dirty Living off of Dynasty. But I do like the song. Got no problem with it at all. I think it's a good song. It's got a good groove. It's just like everybody says. It's got that New York street grit, grime groove to it, man, like Fraley's Hard Times or something, you know. I like it though. It's good.
Okay. Now you might want to keep that knife handy, uh, because number 8 for me, and I've taken flack from some of my friends from the early days. I love Jason Voorhees. Um, Strange Ways is number 8. Now, I love the name. Obviously, I
No!
I love the name. I love the name. Obviously, I used it for this podcast. I do love parts of it. I just find the Strange Ways chorus a little bland. Uh, Again, I still like the song. It's just this is not up there with what I love from Peter.
Hey, brother, they got a file somewhere,
Yep.
but I'll get to it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you go ahead, man. Talk all you want to. If there's anything you need to say it.
No, I'm good.
All right. Um, Next one for me, which would be number 7.
Yes.
And this one, they're
Oh no,
probably
no, no, no,
coming
no,
for
no, no, no.
me.
It should be your number 8, right?
Yes, number 8. My bad.
Yep.
I'm starting to get a lot of carbon dioxide here or something. So
Yeah.
anyway, you may crucify me for this one. So I guess you owe me one. Hard Luck Woman is my number 8. Now, hear me out. I love the song. I got no problem with it. I don't skip it. I don't anything, man. I'm just not a huge acoustic guy. And it kind of sounds weird hearing a little bit. I sound like I'm contradicting myself, but I won't be. Just believe what I say. I like the song. It's rock and roll over supreme. I've got no problem with it. It just, I like Peter's songs better than this one.
Yeah. I don't have too much problem with where you put that one. It's a little higher for me, but
Yeah, most people it is.
yeah. My number 7, and number 7 and number 6 could flip for me. I went back and forth for like 10 minutes, playing parts of each song back and forth because I just couldn't decide which one I liked better. I finally settled on Hooligan, and when I get to my number 6, I'll tell you why my number 6 beat out Hooligan as a higher spot. I like Hooligan. I didn't realize how much I liked it. Again, I don't listen to music all the time like I used to. So a lot of these songs I don't hear a whole lot, you know, for years on end. It just depends on the mood I'm in. But I really do enjoy the song. It's a good groove. It's got his badass, cocky tone to his voice. So yeah, that fell at number 7 for me.
Okay, man. Hey, you know, I I got no problem with that at all, man, because like I said before, the only hate that I have on here is number 10.
Yeah,
I mean, in
that's
all
it
honesty.
for me too.
Um, well, so far we're keeping the streak alive, brother. My next one's Hooligan. So we did hit something, you know, in the same spot.
It happens
Yeah, we
quite
have
often.
over time.
Quite often.
And I like I love Hooligan. Just like you said, man, I love it. Dun, 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 and Peter sings it. He delivers great, just
Yeah,
about everything he does. And Ace's lead and the way he screams at the end, you know, let me go. You know, I mean, it's I love the song, man.
you bet.
But here you go, man. I've got things that I love better.
Yep. Which brings me to my number 6, which I said I was battling back and forth myself over 6 and Hooligan. Go ahead.
Was You're right. I'm twisted. Go ahead. I thought the count was off. You're right.
Okay. So Baby Driver falls here. The reason I took Baby Driver over Hooligan because I like them pretty much the same. I thought I liked Hooligan a little better, but I can't ignore Ace's guitar playing in Baby Driver. That dan 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 dan. It is so wicked and so heavy. And again, one of Ace's songs where he shows how he was an innovator and came out with his own sound. It's not even the solo, it's just that fill after the chorus all the time. That puts the song over the Hooligan for me.
I can agree with you because if I ain't mistaken, hell, that's one of the songs that doesn't have a solo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Ace's guitar and his sound, man, you're right. And if you think about it, Peter screams through that whole song, dude.
Oh, yes, yes.
Screams, literally. I
Yeah.
mean, and it sounds excellent. So, hey, awesome. All right, my next one is Mainline. It's number 6. Love it. On my favorite album at this point in time in history. And there's Peter singing, his drumming, the you know, the groove, everything's there. I love how it's produced. Everybody should know that by now. I
Great.
love the distorted, gritty, just you know, you would think I would be a grunge fan, but I'm really not. So
Yeah, because grunge. I won't say the music for a lot of these grunge bands was bad. The vocals were. That's what killed it for me. It was all that. I mean, it had no power, no range, no nothing, and that's what killed grunge for me. But that's neither here nor there. Time to take a breath, huh?
oh my gosh, dude. I feel like I ran a marathon, man. I feel like I've been in a sauna.
Yeah.
You see this right here? You can't see it that good. It's so faded. I got Peter on
Oh,
the
it is
front there
Peter on there, right there. Ace or Paul next to him.
and
And
Gene's on this side. I
I
put
see
Thomas
Gene.
out way back there. But anyway,
Okay.
anyway, this was a shirt from the Aerosmith Kiss tour. The
Okay.
last time Peter Criss was,
Right.
with him.
Right. Okay, so my number 5 you've already touched on, and that is Hard Luck Woman. Of all of the Peter ballads, if you want to call this a ballad, this is my absolute favorite. Um, it I get what you're saying with the acoustic vibe, but the song just works for me. It works even more for me when Paul sings it. Um, I didn't even mind it when Garth sang it, right? I mean, it's just a good song. Uh,
And everybody does.
yeah, and it won't go that much farther up ever because it's a down tempo song, and that's not where my passion is when it comes to rock music. So, is what it is. But I love the song, and it's good enough to make halfway lists. So,
Hey, I'm, I know I don't like to sound like a broken record, man, but I'm going to a lot. It's got to fall some damn where, guys. And don't give us too much shit on the comments. I've been answering as many as I can and giving them thumbs up and stuff like that. I appreciate everybody watching, man, and I'll give you an answer if I see something, you know. But the majority of people that is not Beth lovers, that's their favorite ballad that Peter and Kiss does. I mean, right. A lot of them Peter, but a lot of them Kiss all together. So you're in that large group, man. I remember this song playing on a jukebox when it came, not long after it came out, and we was all at the skating ring. You know, the jukebox skating ring days, man. It would be playing all the time, dude. My next one is, now I'll probably, you know, this is the biggest reason to get crucified of any.
Don't do
it. Yeah, it's up there, you know.
This is your number 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So if my number 1 hits 5 or lower, I'll be irritated, and you haven't hit it yet, so I'm hoping you don't hit it now.
Okay. Hey, and show your frustration. I don't, you know, give it to me. But I'm pretty sure, I don't think that there's nothing. Oh no, there's 2 in here that could be that for you. I think I've learned you that much. I think. The number 5, Kiss World. I love the song. I wouldn't change a thing about it before I say it. It's Black Diamond.
Okay.
I love it. I love the song. There's nothing wrong with the song. It's front to back perfection, Kiss at its best. But that's at this point in time, I'm sure the last time I've done this, because I did do these a few years back. It may have wound up somewhere different, but you know, I don't know now. But
now, what I was going to mention too, for those who are already subscribed to my channel, they know I've done Peter and Ace a few months back because they're easy to do, because there's just a few songs. You know, it's not like trying to do Paul or Gene's catalog. So I took the easy way, grabbed those 2 first, never got around to doing the harder task. So I haven't gone back and looked at my original recordings either. So I'm sure mine's changed little by little too.
And it's interesting to go back. I used to all the time and go back to see how much it did change. You know, it is really interesting. And another thing I was going to tell you, when we do Gene and Paul's, you know, I think I tried to get it down to 10 songs. Excuse me. But I think I might have actually put 12 since it was Gene and Paul, you know, so I could put at least a couple more in there. And it wasn't so hard, but either way, it was hard as hell.
That wasn't hard. Anyway. Jesus, I think 20 would be hard.
Oh, it is. It is, dude. I just broke them down. I would single them out and break them down. I mean, that's the only way I knew how to do it. Yeah. You know, there's something about this I like just a hair more than that. That's the one I went with. I didn't try to get too in depth, or I'd have never got it done. Yeah. You know, so what I'm going to do is go with my next one. Is, you've already touched on it.
Whoa. Didn't you just do Black Diamond for number 5?
Oh yes. Whoa, yeah, yes. It's your go.
So my number 4 is Black Diamond. I love the intro to it. I love when songs start slow and then, you know, come in and kick you in the teeth. No secret, I don't care for the long drawn out ending, but
yeah, I know.
This song at one time as a kid and even into my late teens would have probably been number 1. But I think this is another one that's a victim of overhearing it. Not that I do it on purpose, but you hear it at every concert. It's every YouTube video that you watch a live concert. It's always in the set, like Rock and Roll Night. And eventually you just get tired of hearing it.
And that's what it is, guys.
Can't take away with the greatness of the song. And that's why it falls in the top 5.
Hey, and that's what it is. I mean, we do like Rock and Roll All Night. If it wasn't in the set list year after year after year, and they actually made us miss the song, we would probably have it up close in the top 5 sometimes. Who knows? You know,
yeah. If we did say even a top 20 Gene songs, I promise you, Rock and Roll Night will not be in it.
No, it's not going to be in mine either.
And it's not. Yeah, and it's not any knock on the song. It's just I have heard it to death that I will never purposely listen to it ever. You know, it's one thing if I sit down and watch a video of a full concert, but I will never, oh, I'm in the mood for rock and roll tonight. That's just never going to happen anymore. That ship is sailed.
Yeah, no, no. And if I'm even around somebody I don't know and they start playing that song, I'll be like, hey, man, would you mind changing that?
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you, man. Hey, looky here. We're going to, that was number 4 for you.
That was my number 4. Yep.
All right, number 4 for me. You've touched on it. Repeat myself again. I do that a lot. I'm getting old, demented.
Me too.
Baby Driver, baby. Woo! I love it. Dun, dun, dun. That's my rock and roll over. That's one of the songs that I remember, and the rock and roll over album cover comes to me when I start hearing that intro and playing that song. That's one of the songs. Not every song on there does that, believe it or not, but that's one of them that does. I remember killing that song, man, when I first got this 8-track and then the album. And back then, solos didn't really mean anything to me at that age. I didn't understand that a song is supposed to have a chorus, bridge, all this stuff, a solo, an intro. You know, I mean, I didn't just put it on and rocked it the hell out. Peter's screams, I think this is probably one of the best vocal performances I've ever heard Peter do.
To hear Power Peter, definitely for Power Peter.
Yes. You got it, bro. Baby Driver for me, number 4.
Okay, number 3. This has been higher in the past. It's falling now because when I don't want to say rediscovered it, but when I started listening to it again in heavy rotation a couple years back, I kind of burnt myself on it. Oh, how many cats you got?
This is Milo.
I got
yeah, well, I got 3.
Yeah. Me too. Okay, so yeah, Dirty Living. I love the scat type shuffle of this song, but more than anything, I love the guitar riff all the way through this thing. It's just different. It's different than Kiss.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. It's just a song in itself, almost the rhythm / lead through the whole thing. I just really have always enjoyed this song. It's never been high enough on my want to hear list to burn myself out until the last couple of years. But I have to give it the love because it was at one time, if not number 1, number 2, it's starting to fall just because I've heard it more and more and more. But it's so refreshing because it's such a different sound. And that's a big reason, and we'll eventually get into the genres of Kiss and everything, I'm sure. That's the reason as much as I'm irritated and when we talk about why didn't they just stay heavy? Why didn't they do this? I am so thankful that they did do these different genres. So if I'm not in the mood for, watching you, I can listen to something a little lighter, and Dirty Living fits that for me. It's still Peter's voice, but with a less grungy sound and more of a, like I said, a scat type upbeat shuffle. I really enjoy it.
Now, I agree with you. I'm 50-50 with you on when you say you're glad that they touched on certain genres and kind of explored a little different, and I am 50-50 with you on that. And I didn't care that they done that. I really didn't, except for one song. I'm not going to get into it. But the genres that they did touch on, if they would have made at least 60-70% of the album their kiss, man, and then put just a couple of songs of that, I'm on board all the way, brother. I love it too. I like to see what they can do. So okay, number 3 for me, right? Number 3. Well, this, and I will go ahead and say these. No, the top 2 could be 1. This is 3rd because this song has a special place for me, man. When I first put on, of course, Destroyer, Beth, man, I think it's my favorite Peter ballad. And that song will always relate to me, Peter Criss, through and through, with the exceptions of his hardcore stuff that I love to the bone. That is Peter, and I'm not much of a ballad guy. Now, don't take that the wrong way. I love power ballads.
Our
I
ballad.
love power ballads. I mean, I still love using Home
Yeah.
Sweet Homes and power. But slow melody, things like that, man, it's hard. If I even like, I don't even think I like another one that's ever existed. But I listen to this, Peter's voice, he sings it so damn good. And they should have had enough respect to drop this from the set list
Yes.
when Peter is not in the band. I think Paul done a lot of things with the makeup, and we'll get into this too.
We're going to get, I don't know how we're going to title that episode, but I want to drop a lot of shit on every member because there's not a one of them that are innocent in any of this.
Clean. No, you're right. And we will, and we'll figure it out. But yeah, man. And then look, I'm not just going to shit on them. I give them praise, brother, when they deserve
Absolutely.
it and when I love them to the top of the mountain. But if I think it's shit, I'm going to call it what it is. You know.
Well, and like I said, it's another podcast for another day, but it's going to be a long podcast.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I get so tired of watching these podcasts, and they have either nothing bad to say about Ace and Peter or nothing bad to say about Paul and Gene. It's so split, and I'm thinking every one of these motherfuckers has blood on their hands. It's unbelievable how they just try to pick the favorites and think that they're saints. It's just whether it's the Three Sides cast because they're buddy with Paul and Gene, so they have to stay on their good graces. Whatever the case, there's plenty of mud to be thrown. And I was laughing while you were talking about Beth because my wife just came out here and she heard you say "Home Sweet Home" and she knows I probably just threw up in my mouth a little bit. I hate that fucking song.
Hey, man. Hey, rock on. That's right. But yeah, man. Hey, Beth's my favorite ballad by them and always has been. And to me, Peter Criss, God love him for bringing that song, and God love him for that song being on there to save their ass. And at the time, rock on. Yes.
Okay, so that was your number 3?
That was number 3 for me.
Okay. So my number 2, I could never replace number 1, but it comes close, and that's Mainline.
I know what the number 1 is.
Yeah, to me, there's no better Peter Criss than on Hotter Than Hell and Dressed to Kill. That's vocally his 2 best. And the number 1 just can't be touched. I mean, that's so high it might be in my top 10 Kiss songs. But so Mainline comes in number 2 just because my number 1 is that awesome to me. So you've already touched on Mainline, and I love the song too. So
I love it to the death, man. Hey, and that was number 2 for you, right? Number 2 for me.
I can't hear nothing.
You know what that is.
I heard nothing but like somebody underwater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was all just jarbled.
My bad. I got it too loud. Here we go again.
Yeah, I can't. It's just coming out as bits and pieces. I can't hear it.
Okay, my bad. It is. Gotta get away.
Okay.
I put it on where Ace's lead came in, and he was just.
Yeah, it sounded like someone was turning the radio dial on the radio stations. It was just.
I'm gonna tell you, bro. Yeah, because I got it turned. I had it turned wide ass open like an idiot. Okay. But I can, when I listen to this song, and like I said before, I done Beth. These 2 songs here could be one. They are one. It was so hard for me to adjust these top 2, man. And I just put it in place as of how I'm feeling now.
Gotcha.
So
Boy,
get away.
I can't remember
perfection.
your list now, so I'm trying to figure out what your number one is. But my number one is what you just played, Getaway. To me, this is Peter's greatest vocal performance. It's the greatest song overall. Like I said, this is up there with, some of Kiss's greatest songs, not just Peter's greatest songs for me. I never get tired of this. It's catchy. It's got an awesome tempo to it. I just love it. I can't say enough good about
You redeemed yourself, man. You
it.
redeemed yourself. I can put Blackbeard's Play Away, man. Yeah. And what trips me out, man, is the people that shit on this song, man. And I'm like,
Who does
what's
that?
wrong
I
with
haven't heard anybody do that.
you? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, golly, dude. I've seen some of these podcasters. And well, I'm not going to say, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit about shitting on it, but I've heard them just snub it like, yeah, it's, I'm like,
Oh,
what?
oh, hey,
How?
no, no.
That's Dressed to Kill Perfection. That's one of the best songs on the album. And
Yeah.
I love the whole album, but anyway, we're going to go to number one for me is, and you've touched on
Oh
it,
shit.
dude.
Okay.
You
Strange,
know what it is, right?
strange way. There, I can hear it. Yeah.
Oh, the drums. Strange Way, baby. I've always loved it. You got, those people that love it. Hey, middle of the road. I like it. Nothing wrong with it, but it's not my favorite. It's always probably been one of my favorites on Hotter Than Hell, and one of my favorite Kiss songs too of all time. It's definitely a monster. I think the heaviness of it is what really grabbed me when I first heard it, and even hear it to this day. I'm like,
Even in
man,
my old friends group, the people who love this song, kid named Mike Place comes to mind. They're always the ones who listen to Metallica and this and that, so they're the heavier fans. So this song,
yeah. And that's something else that we can touch on too. Especially when you do, if you've got another podcast or whatever, something, if you ever want anybody on, because see, I love, I'm a Metallica fan too.
oh no, no, we're
But I'm
gonna
not. Huh?
Kiss is priority here, but I've already got a few ideas where I want to get to know your entire musical taste. So I'm just gonna grill you.
Yeah.
It will not be Kiss related, and I will label it as such.
Hey, uh, Zeppelin, Alice Cooper, 68, 69 till all the way through hell, the early 2000s, probably, because there was a lot of those bands that I did like. But like I
Yeah, and
said,
that's why I like your perspective, even with Kiss on this. You're a couple years older than I am, and that 2 years means a lot when you're starting at 5 or 7, or you're 10 or 12. Or you're older, you've got more access to things, you got more friends. So you're already just touched on stuff, Zeppelin and stuff like that I never experienced back when I was a kid. Once I
yeah,
found Kiss, it was just Kiss, and that was just the way it was because that was at 5 years old. It's already 78. Zeppelin's done, right? I mean, or close to it.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, man. I mean, from what I can remember, I know Robert Plant done things, but you
Yeah.
know,
And back as
Kiss
a
is the
kid,
first.
you don't got the money to go back and just buy. Oh, with this Led Zeppelin, you just buy it. You're saving all your allowance for the newest Kiss album. There's no internet to go
Exactly.
sample shit or no YouTube to go watch. So that whole late '60s, early '70s vibe I missed. So I
See,
never hooked in it.
my uncle, I backtracked. See, because he had all of that stuff, man, and I mean, just stacks of albums and big stereos, and we were able to backtrack. You see, because Kiss, like you, that's the first thing that grabbed me. I wasn't really into anything until they came along, and that's what took me down that road.
It's funny
And
you said that. It was your uncle, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
See, I did. I had an uncle that I hung out with a lot, looked up to a lot, and it was because of him. And we're talking now early teenage years. I got hooked on because I used to do contracting work with him, do drywall and shit like that, and he'd always have his old boombox playing cassettes, Queen and Sweet. I had no idea. Obviously, I knew We Will Rock You and shit, but I had no idea anything about the band or their extensive catalog. I didn't even know who the fuck Sweet was other than the song Fox on the Run, another one of my favorite all-time bands. And that's all to hanging out with somebody 10, 15 years older than me.
exactly. And see, my dad, he was a 50s, he was an oldies guy. That's what I always call oldies, a 50s, Little Richard and, stuff like that, but he never was a Beatles or Elvis guy, believe it or not. But he liked that, rocking around the clock stuff. And, you
Yeah.
know, uh, you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, my mom was into all the 50s music. My dad was country western, so I got exposed to a lot of music through them. But as far as the real hard rock scene, I got that through my uncle or just through research once the internet was a thing.
Same here, bro. My mom's country all the way, all the way. But she did love Elvis Presley. I don't know a woman that did not love Elvis Presley. I mean, literally, they cried when he died,
Yeah,
dude. And it was a shock. I remember that. I was
I do.
7.
I remember it too. I actually
Wow, dude.
remember that more than I remember John Lennon dying in the early 80s.
Yeah, and because I could always
Elvis was
never
a
place
bigger
it back.
impact. Uh,
Yeah,
so it
the
was on the
king.
news and stuff. I'm sure the passing of Lennon was too, but when Elvis died, you had no choice but to know what the hell was going on. As long as you could speak and understand English, you knew. It was
Yeah,
just that was the biggest passing I'd ever experienced, and I remember it still Jesus, what was it, 77, 78, something like that?
77.
77.
August of 77.
So I'm like 6 years old. I mean, or
Yep.
4 years old, four or
Yeah.
five, around the time I started getting into Kiss.
Yeah. I remember things when I was 4, man, clear as
Yeah.
day, 5, 6. That's about the time I started remembering a lot of things here and there. But yeah, man, you're right, dude. I mean, but it was a culture shock.
Yeah.
Kind of like the president dying or something.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right,
man.
we're down to 1 minute.
All right,
So
1 minute. This
anything you
is a
want to
salute.
say or just sign this off or
This is a salute to the cat man.
absolutely.
Even though he plays a lot better than that, I couldn't find my drumsticks. I had to get a pencil with an eraser on. I got them stuck somewhere. But anyway, yeah, man,
All
great
right.
video. Hope everybody enjoys it, and rock on, dude. And another thing, if you get bored here in a little bit, whatever, let me know. And
I'm gonna check on the storm situation, and I got Freely's list done, so I'll be in touch.
okay,
All right.
let me know.
Till next time.
Rock.
Thanks for watching.